It's your host Dylan and
Danielle,
and you're now tuned into the Hoodtherapy podcast.
where we take you on our journey to finding love, peace, and balance through conversation.
Yes. That is true. How you doing on another lovely night? Hoodtherapy podcast.
You know, I feel good.
Yes.
Feeling good.
You look good.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Stop that.
Mm-hmm. Just gotta tell you, gotta remind you, let you know.
Thank you.
You know what I mean? It's the truth. You understand what I'm saying? Hey, happy Mother's Day to all the mothers out there, man. Happy belated Mother's Day. You know, it was on Sunday, and we celebrated in a nice way. Woke up.
I think this was the best Mother's Day I've ever had.
Wow, that's nice.
Yeah.
That's nice. Yeah, I try to I usually make Danielle some pretty exquisite breakfast. But you know, it was hard to kind of step out of the box this time, but you know, I did my best, and I feel like you know, I kind of made my own version, some tater tots, some homemade tater tots. Cut up some potatoes, season them nice and well.
Wait, you cut them up?
Yeah. You didn't know that?
No.
Did that came out of the box?
I thought it came out the freezer.
Of course not. That was homemade.
No, because they ate with some really good cuts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know.
Okay.
I mean, I was a girl cook at so, you know, that should be expected.
Oh, it's so sad.
I don't know why that's so surprising.
No, I don't know. I don't know why either. But I just didn't know. I didn't know. I thought you legit like took them out the freezer and then like seasoned them after.
That was all. I took out a raw potato, washed it, peeled it, cut it, seasoned it, and made it.
Yeah, it tasted really good.
Yeah, and then I made
No, okay, hold on. Now, Dylan made breakfast Saturday and Sunday. But that Saturday breakfast?
What did I make on Saturday?
You made me eggs, the spinach, turkey bacon, grapes, and blueberries.
Ooh.
And listen, I don't know what you put on them eggs, but them eggs taste like steak.
Man, ache.
So stupid. Them eggs was good. Oh, and you gave me Hawaiian bread too.
Oh yeah.
And now
that's a big ass breakfast.
I literally ate that up in like 3 minutes. I'm not even gonna hold you. And I went back to sleep.
Amen.
I literally like gobble.
I wanted to say something, good. But I don't know if I could. The fuck is my podcast? I said, "Good pussy got to get fat." And we're not gonna bleep that out. Happy Mother's Day, Nick.
Dylan. You so stupid.
Yeah, but I'm a very good breakfaster.
Yeah, you are.
I cook breakfast very well.
Yeah.
You know, the dinner part is where I have to improve, kind of work on. But yeah, then after that, in Albany, they had the Tulip Fair.
Tulip Festival.
The Tulip Festival, sorry. And it was Saturday and Sunday, and it was very, very, very nice. Did we go to the Tulip Festival last year? Did they have one?
Yeah, they had. Honestly, I can't remember.
Because I remember getting food from that Jamaican spot last year.
But I thought that was for Father's Day, where they had the car show.
Yes.
Right?
And they did. Okay, that's where I remember it from. But they did have food.
Yeah.
There, but it wasn't nearly.
It wasn't. Yeah.
It wasn't nearly. It was crazy. We're gonna make a vlog on it and post it. Everything, the whole experience. But Saturday and Sunday was both really, really nice days, and we just pretty much spent the day on Sunday all together as a family, and then afterwards we saw the new Sonic movie. Gabe's been asking forever to go see it.
He was so excited.
I've never seen him that excited.
He wasn't excited for Spider-Man like that. Yeah, no, he was not excited. And
he raved about Spider-Man.
He was sitting up.
Yeah, like he was standing up, like let's go.
He stood up. He started clapping.
I'm like, oh nah. But the movie was really nice. Yeah, it was a really dope movie.
Really nice movie.
But I ain't gonna front. When we got home, that sleep that I had last night, I had like 4 dreams, bro. What? I was exhausted, but it was a really good day.
It was a really good weekend.
And you know, I'm happy that we got to spend Mother's Day, and Mother's Day had a good I had something to celebrate on Mother's Day. Hasn't been that way for a while, and it's been Mother's and Father's Day are really tough days for me. And so the fact that this day was kind of really positive and good, I was happy about that.
Yeah, me too.
So, and I'm happy that you enjoyed it. Saying that it was the best day.
Yeah.
I worked hard to make sure that that was the case. So,
yeah, it was really good.
Yeah,
it was really good. I really, I enjoyed it from sun up to sundown.
Nice. That's great to hear. Me too. Likewise. But yeah, man. As I said, hope everybody had a good Mother's Day. Hope y'all have something to celebrate, and even to the people that don't, whose mothers have passed away, rest in peace to you guys, and I hope you guys can find peace and joy, in those moments and things of that sort.
Nice.
But without any further ado, man, make sure you like, share, comment, subscribe on YouTube. Make sure you follow us on Instagram. And if you guys are audio only listeners, you guys can tap in on Anchor. You can tap in on Spotify. The link in the description will be below. For
Yes,
both
sir.
of those.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yeah, yes. So what are we talking about today, baby?
So today's topic is about the community of motherhood.
Motherhood. The value
of community in motherhood.
Yeah. And
yeah, that sounds right.
this is a topic that we kind of went back and forth a little bit on, and it was something that holds near and dear to us, and especially to Danielle. And I know us having this conversation can definitely bring awareness and help people that are on a new journey of parenthood and motherhood to find some light and relatability towards.
Yeah. I think what sparked this podcast conversation was I was thinking to myself like last week, thinking about Mother's Day is coming up, and I was just like, dang, like I think I've reached motherhood before I reached womanhood. And I think that kind of started, the wheels turning in my head, like, is that a good thing? Is it a bad thing? And, when we were talking, I was telling you, and I was saying that I think the only pro to being a mom really young is the fact that I can grow with my child. And because I'm growing with my child, there is a lot more of finding myself as my child grows up. So there isn't like, oh, when I was young and then I was 20s, then college, I partied all the time. Now that I have a child, I don't do those things anymore.
Yeah.
Like for me, it's on the weekends, I get lit.
Yeah.
During the week, I get lit with my kid.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And so I think, even though that took like a lot of, hard work as well. But I think now it's something that I realize that I'm able to do is find that balance. And it's not necessarily hard for me to do because it wasn't something that was lost.
Yeah. And I think also your community or the people in your corner value those things at this moment. I think also people that are older and have kids older, they say they party when they're young and they experience those things when they're young. Their friends or the people that they can relate to all have slowed down tremendously.
Yeah.
And so that's the normal to you, or that's what you feel like is a normal life, to be involved 24/7 in your kid's life.
Yeah,
because not having identity.
That's all I saw. Like all I saw was old parents have kids.
Yes.
And their life revolved around their kid.
Yeah.
And so I even saw a lot of times too that when it was time for their kids to go to college, they didn't want their children to go to college because then it will kind of leave them feeling like, I don't know what to do now.
Yeah.
Like, and so me seeing that and then having my child being very, a baby, literally like months old, and me seeing that, it was kind of like a realization, like, oh, okay, like this can't be my life.
Yeah.
This can't be my life. From now, it can't be my life.
Mm-hmm.
And so I guess, of course, me being young, I'm still a kid. I was still a teenager when I had Gabe. And so I'm still a child, but yet I reached motherhood before I reached womanhood.
Mm-hmm.
And I think, being with you, I've been on the discovery of motherhood per se. And I think it is a lot more freeing because, you tell me all the time, like, go get your toes done, go get your nails done, go treat yourself, and it's very calming to hear because I know a lot of mothers don't have that.
Yeah.
A lot of mothers can't even leave their husbands alone with their kid to get them ready for the school day.
That's crazy.
Which happens, quite often.
Yeah. Yeah.
and or else it would wreak havoc, or it will take them forever, and their kids are screaming, and and so I think, like, I'm truly blessed. Yeah. Might I say. I'm truly blessed.
I'd agree.
But, I think it was that realization that, that I think they were talking that social media has allowed to open up the doors for me, to allow me to see and, I guess find like my niche in like people that are experiencing motherhood the same way as me, or the very opposite.
Yeah.
And I think, once you start motherhood, once you go on motherhood, it is definitely like, it's, how, you see, TikToks all the time, and somebody's just telling you about their childhood, and you're like, oh wow, like I experienced the same thing.
Yeah.
Even though y'all are different cultures, they're on opposite sides of the world, and it's we experience the same thing. That's essentially kind of how motherhood is, in that respect, where it's just like we all kind of experience
the same thing,
the same feelings, the same things, and it's really nice to be able to see it and recognize, like, okay, like, so this isn't a bad feeling that I'm feeling, or I'm not a bad mother because I'm doing this.
Yeah.
Where you see all these people are saying, oh yeah, I did that today. I struggled with that this morning. And it makes you feel, it makes you feel a lot more at ease to know that, I'm not in this alone.
Yes.
Or I'm not the only one that's struggling with this.
It allows grace.
Yeah.
Grace, I think, is the greatest characteristic or skill that you can have to be a well-functioning human being on this planet, especially when it comes to something like parenting, where there's no manual, there's no like rubric of how you should do things. Every kid is different. Every circumstance is different. Every playbook is never the same.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And you have to be able to make things work conducive to your situation.
Yeah.
And so I think to be able to have grace on yourself, to understand that, okay, maybe that wasn't the right thing to do, or maybe that was the right thing to do, or you know what I'm saying, and see that even though, your kid might be upset, this one time, that it's they'll get over it. You know what I'm saying? They'll be okay. Or to see that, I feel like if you grow up in a community all the time where reason or back talk is disrespectful, right? And you don't have an open community to talk and say, yo, it's okay for your kids to, that's how they express themselves, and that's what makes them healthy, right? You're gonna beat down on your kids all the time for that and never learn better when you see other, especially the effect that has with other parents. You know what I'm saying? And and then I was gonna bring up, like, I feel like that's why you always see, like, I always see like a lot of women will plan like pregnancies together with their close friends or their sisters, or you know what I'm saying? Because to have somebody to share that process with, like, I'm craving this and I gain a whole bunch of weight. You know what I'm saying? How am I supposed to feel about that? You know what I mean? And you might feel bad, or you might feel down on yourself that you might be craving and stuff, and then you find out that your sister is going to do the same thing, or your friend is going to do the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
It takes that ease off. At least y'all can crave together. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Like, we here. You know what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
I think,
It just, and I think it's really, as you're saying, it's that support that you
yes,
have,
yeah,
that you guys are experiencing the same things. You guys are kind of like, y'all are there to feed off of each other and help each other, especially, as y'all go in this chapter together.
yeah,
Y'all are soaking in as much information that is easily shareable.
yes,
And I think, that's something that I definitely didn't have
yeah.
growing up, not growing up,
But in
in my
your motherhood
yeah,
experience,
in my motherhood experience, I was the only teenage, pregnancy, at the time. And, granted, I think I met like, two other girls that when I went to like the pregnancy, whatever school, not a pregnancy school, but long story.
yeah.
But when I had went there, I had met some other girls, and I was only there for a year, so I think communication kind of fell off a little bit.
But
Even though I'm
essentially,
still
it's
cool with them today, we just don't talk as much. But it wasn't up until that point where we were able to kind of share some of these things that we were experiencing. Even though we didn't meet each other until, or I didn't meet them until after I already was pregnant, after I already gone through pregnancy,
yeah,
and things of that sort. So I was able to help them out and give them a lending hand that
yeah,
I didn't get from myself.
yeah,
And so it was that aspect I really really liked, being around just people that are on the same going through the same things as you,
yeah,
because I think it's definitely like underestimated, like what that does for you,
yes,
especially when you're the only one, especially being a teenage pregnancy, because I wasn't able to feel proud of being a mother for a very long time, because like that's teenage pregnancy is frowned upon, and
yeah,
so being a mother, it was something that I shouldn't be. I
yeah,
shouldn't be a mother right now.
yeah,
And so it was very hard for me to look at Mother's Day as like a positive thing. It was kind of a reminder of
like a mistake that you
yeah,
made.
yeah. And it was just surrounded by like shame
Yeah,
that, and so it took up until, like recently to really be happy. And that's what I was saying. Like, I think this was the best Mother's Day I've had because I no longer really had those negative feelings. And I think I'm in a different atmosphere. I'm a different point in my life.
yeah.
And I've, definitely healed from a lot of things that allowed me to kind of see motherhood through a different lens.
But I also think, like, for me as well, to look at that circumstance, also for me to, this is not about me, but just speaking of that, I can relate to that feeling of, compared to an older couple, you know what I'm saying? There's that experience that I guess, you're stepping into something that you're not really, you don't have much experience with, or whatever the case may be, or you're still young trying to find yourself, right? But, I think to myself, or when I compare myself to to the older couples, or to the older parents, sorry, that have children, it's like, okay, what do you have that I don't? You know what I mean? The only thing that really separated older and younger parents is money, and I got that now. You know what I mean? So it's like, I got money, I'm smart, right? I'm capable and responsible. What is it that you bring to the table that I couldn't bring to the table as a father? What is it that you can bring to the table that you can't bring to the table as a mother? If anything, you're the more capable parent, considering that you're healthy, you're younger, you're gonna live longer and be involved in that child's
A little
life
more agile
for a longer time. You're more agile, you're healthier, you know what I'm saying, more likely, you're more relatable to that child because you've grown up in an era of where you can understand them, and you're living in their times now, and also grown for yourself, you know what I'm saying? And so I honestly feel like the younger you are, the more capable you are. But I mean, as I said, that all depends on your situation.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm not encouraging like teenage
pregnancy.
parents and stuff like that, because that's a decision that takes a lot of time and planning.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I feel like the only excuse was the fact that you don't have enough money. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And considering that when you learn as a parent, every parent, no matter if you're 90 or if you're 21, you have the same exact problems. You know what I'm saying? The same emotions that kids give you, no matter how old you are, it's gonna remain the same.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I've learned that being in a community of, being around a lot older parents, we still
He got
talk
his
about
dad group, y'all.
we still talk about the same problems. You know what I'm saying? We all have the same things. A lot of them like, oh wow, you're doing a great job with Gabe. I'm like, oh shit, I actually am. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? And it's like, but you're so young. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But it just goes to show it's not what's out it's not what's out that's portraying that, but more so the values that you uphold that will allow that to happen. You know what I mean? And the team and the dynamic that you're building at home. And so I
Mm-hmm.
think we understand that and we live that.
Mm-hmm.
Right? We embrace Gabe for who he is, and we understand those things. We have conversations. We reflect. We apologize. We adapt.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of things that I feel like we have a great understanding of, and we did that before anything we gave when it was just us. Those are things that we practice. So coming into you know, um, you know, a relationship, intimate relationship, and a relationship with children is obviously not the same.
Right.
But a relationship, period, a healthy one, they have the same details that you have to pertain to make them work.
Mm-hmm.
And um, I think you transfer the positive qualities that you have is how you treat people to how you treat your children, and it will be indicative of the relationship that you have with them,
Mm-hmm.
and who they are and how they are as a person. So I feel like I can definitely relate to that there needs to be a narrative switch in and uh what the requirements are for a parent to be a parent,
Mm-hmm.
and what you should look for and how to prepare for that, rather than just I think if we just stirred kids in the direction of wanting to be good people, right? Um and love themselves and live for themselves, then uh there wouldn't be kind of like a rush on parenthood or the fear of that scenario, because good people is what make good children.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And I think when kids are and grow up and they have that love around them, surrounding them, and they can, they want to experience and live their life and make the right decisions, and you know, they'll do what they have to do, and not, most teen parents, I feel like, a lot of them don't feel that love in the home and go out and try, and sometimes they get knocked up, you know what I mean? And shit just happens. It's not like they was promiscuous or nothing, like shit just happens.
Mm-hmm.
And, you gotta do what you gotta do. But I feel like, at least in those moments, because they've practiced being good people their whole lives and have um a template of what that looks like, then they'll, if they make that mistake, or if they fall into that predicament, they're prepared. You know what
Mm.
I'm saying?
Yeah.
They're a lot more prepared than some of y'all who are 40 and y'all kids don't like you when they're like 5. You know what I'm saying? So it's still like, I don't think age is a predicament, and I think I think there is a lot more information and a lot more awareness to help a lot of people just find solace in their situation.
Yeah, I agree with that. And I think, shout out to everybody that wished me happy Mother's Day and, said their nice words to me. It meant a lot, and I'll never forget it. Because it just reminded me, like, okay, like, I am doing right things.
Yeah.
Granted, one time out the year, it may not seem like a lot, but I think I'm going to take it with me until next year,
Yeah.
But, it also reminded me of, Gabe's kindergarten teacher, how she called us and she was like, oh my gosh, y'all are doing such a good job with Gabe, and us
Mm-hmm.
being young Black parents, I mean, from a teacher perspective, for her to
Mm-hmm.
call us and be
Yeah,
like,
nah, that's
yo, y'all child is amazing.
yeah,
Like, if that felt really good, because y'all, I mean, I'm on TikTok and I see a whole bunch of teachers that wish that, like, that complain about parents and how, parents are just not involved, and
yeah,
they're not parenting anymore.
yeah.
And so it was really good, because I think sometimes with us being so young, we kind of are like, are we doing the right thing? Are we making the right choice? Should we be harder? Should we be stricter? Should we be not be as hard? Should we lighten up? And I think, for every parent, I think you experience those things, but us being a young parent and being inexperienced in that way.
There's a microscope on us, though. I feel
Yeah.
I feel like people look look closer into
Yeah.
who we are. Like,
Because we're young and Black.
yeah,
If we
yeah,
were older and Black, not that much.
yeah,
But because we're young and Black, I think, they kind of try to ride us with the stereotypes.
yeah,
And I think, because they see the kind of child that Gabe is,
yeah.
it's like, hold on.
What the hell?
Hold on. And
Yeah.
and that makes me feel really good, especially, hearing from, other people how, like, they love the way that I'm a mom and how I parent and stuff like that. And it makes me feel really good, because granted, I'm not doing it for y'all, I'm doing it for Gabe.
Mm-hmm.
But I guess it makes me feel good that other people are noticing,
Yeah.
and that they are, it's a pleasure for
Mm-hmm.
them to, see me in action being a mom and stuff like that. And it does make me feel really good. And it's something that, as I said before, like, I grew up. I don't know why I keep saying that, because it's childhood and it's kind of like
intertwined.
Right, a little bit. But it being a mother was definitely something that has challenged me, and I felt a lot of shame from.
Mm-hmm.
And to hear now that, like, teachers is telling me that Gabe is a great child, friends is telling me that they love the way, you know what I mean, like, it makes me feel good that I'm doing the right things.
Yeah.
And I think
Despite
being young black parents, it's something that I often question, like, are we doing the right thing?
Yeah. But despite, because a lot of parents out there that are trash, y'all have nothing but excuses. You know what I'm saying? Y'all have nothing but excuses as to why you can't be there, as to why this and that. Yo, I ain't gonna lie to you, bro. Okay, parenting is hard. It's not that. It's not that hard. Like, let me keep it a buck. Like, it gets annoying. It has its moments. Everything in life that you take serious has its moments. So I'm not even going to jack that. Like, parenting is not hard because you're in a relationship. Any relationship that's healthy, it's more beneficial than it is not.
But
You know
that's
what I'm
why
saying?
it's hard, though, because a lot of these parents don't have healthy relationships. So to have it with their kid, it's like it's a little.
I think it's just, yeah, I don't want to be insensitive and be like,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying, trying to make things, but I think it's just a simple fact that a lot of parents out there have too much excuses.
I agree
and
with that.
have, for the reason of their lack of accountability is, a lot of things that is just reasons why they can't be better and stuff like that. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, the hell with all that. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because the circumstances have their way of, putting, making life go a certain way and making things difficult for parents to get things through. And I think, me being a child that grew up in a very tumultuous environment, the one thing that I understood was that the environment was tumultuous. And I feel like a lot of parents be trying to protect their kids from that, and they know. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, the moment you ask me to pay my phone bill when I can't even get a job yet, that, you kind of understand, like, okay, something's wrong here.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not even legally allowed to do this, and I have to find a way to do it. You know what I mean? Like, okay, like, you understand the situation as a child, right? And it's because of that relationship that you're able to be like, I'm a we gonna thug it out regardless.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And kids have that mindset when they rock with you. You feel me?
Yeah.
But you know, I just feel like, you know, it's, as I said, it's also happy to see that you're doing what you have to do, and that we are able to accomplish what we're able to accomplish as a family, and you individually, despite all the things that you've been through. Because a lot of people will turn those into reasons not to be involved easily, very easily. And I've seen people throw their kids away for a lot lighter things, a lot lighter reasons, and they're not involved in their kids' lives. So, you know, that's a big star on your crown, for real.
One thing I can say though is that if it wasn't for you, I don't think I would be as good of a mom that I am. I don't think so. But we'll see that for Father's Day. Yeah. But I did want to mention that because I think a lot of parents, you know, and this is what we're talking about with the community of motherhood, where it's really important, because I think when you are stuck doing things all alone, like you don't get a break, and you don't get to really sit back and reflect, because you're always on go. Yes. And I think, you know, that's something that I can attest to, because when I was a single mom and it was just me by myself, granted I had, you know, support from, you know, my mom, my sister. Yeah. It still was, you know, like they're dealing with their own things, and I don't have anybody that is being a partner with me in this. Yeah. And I have to be a partner with myself. Yeah. You know what I mean? And it gets kind of hard, because now you have to play mom and now you have to play dad, and it definitely is tiring, because there is no room for you to rest. And I think I felt a lot of that, and I think, you know, you don't really have anywhere to put it when all your efforts are going to your child, when all your sacrifices are being, you can't go to the gym because you're you know, like, it's hard for you to feel like you can do anything for yourself. Yeah. Because things like that are like, it's like a crime in the motherhood world. Like, doing things for yourself, taking time for yourself. Like, you're without you left your child with your grandmother for the weekend. What kind of mother is she? Yeah. And I think it's just really nowadays that dynamic is changing, where, you know, you would hear, oh yeah, my son went to, you know, spend the weekend or the summer with their grandmother, and it's like, for that long?
Oh yeah.
Like, yeah. Like, you know, but I think, you know, I think nowadays, you know, I think that dynamic is changing, where I think a lot of people are now realizing that, you know, the village is important. And I think a lot of times people lack that village, and they try to do everything on their own, and it made them very bitter, and it made them kind of resent their kids too. Yeah. That this is not the way I planned to have you. This is not the way things were supposed to go. Yeah. And I think they, you know, start to resent, and it, you know, ultimately it's not the kid's fault. You know, y'all decided to have the kid, and I think that's where things kind of go wrong, because instead of you changing things and trying to create a village, you then, you know, take it out on your kid.
I don't mean to be insensitive about my last comments and trying to be ignorant towards that situation, right? Because I do definitely feel like, you know, anything that you're doing alone, I think becomes overwhelming at a certain point, because we all seek validation and approval from people that we care about and that have valid opinions. And I think when you're constantly, also those things that you're doing that are strong or that are noteworthy, that you deserve a break for, or you deserve to be celebrated for, nobody's there to celebrate it for you or celebrate it with you, it makes you feel like these things are insignificant or they're normal. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Oh yeah, you know, this is what I'm supposed to do. You know what I'm saying? But nah, you deserve or to be awarded for your work here. You know what I'm saying? And I think that places the value on who you are. So I don't mean to be insensitive to anybody, but
I think you're right though, because I think some mothers are definitely like that. Yeah. Some others definitely have no excuse. Yes. Some others definitely should be doing better, and they know that, and they choose not to. Yeah. And so things like that, it you know, it makes me it saddens me to know that there are kids out there not getting
Nurture.
the love and the nurturing that they deserve because their parent doesn't choose to.
Yes.
They don't
Because it's
make
a
that
choice.
conscious choice.
It's a choice. No matter, even if you're so like blinded by hate or guilt or trauma that you can't see it, you're choosing to do what you're doing at the end of the day. You feel me? So, um, as I said, shout out to everybody out there. Shout out to you. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
First and foremost for, what you've done. And I think, you know, I've been able to just live my childhood again through Gabe a little bit to see what life could have been like
Mm-hmm.
if I had a mom like you. You know what I mean? Because I think I was definitely very similar to Gabe, where I was always kind of just like that innocent, very sweet, loving child. And thank God, um, you know, he kind of didn't. I wasn't strayed along a different path, and I've kind of remained the same, even though I went through a lot of shit in my life. I feel like, um, yeah, I didn't lose that, and a lot of kids, I think, that are innocent and sweet and stuff like that, they lose that love because of the negligence.
Mm-hmm.
And I see that the value that your love and nurturing has for him, and that we embrace that in him, and it blossoms and everything that he does. And I see what I could have been like. He's only 6, but I see what life could have been like for me if I had that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So far, I feel like I would have been content with the kind of childhood Gabe has had. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And he's only 6 years old. You know what I mean? And so shout out to you for being an incredible, beyond measure, you know, involved, caring, and more so a gentle and understanding mother. I think that's the greatest trait that you have, is your ability to understand and be gentle, because you see the bigger picture. And that's something that I'm trying to learn from you, is that you're able to act on the bigger picture, because one thing to see it, but it's one thing to apply that, working towards the bigger picture, and we see it in the long run.
Yeah.
And that's a skill. That's a true skill to have, and you mastered it. You know what I mean? Or you're on your way to it. You know what I'm saying? Or you're pretty damn close. So,
Thank you.
shout out to you and all the mothers like you. You guys deserve the world, and that's why I will never stop to give that to you. You know what I mean? Like, in any way that you want that, I will give that to you, because I think women like you, mothers like you, are severely underappreciated, and you guys deserve, endless love, abundance, gifts, whatever the fuck you want. You know what I mean? And I think me being there to do that makes you a better mom, and makes him a better son, just makes everything better. So that will always be my job forever until I'm dead.
Thanks, babe. Sure. I appreciate it. That made me warm on the inside.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Yo.
What?
I was about to say, you know what else could make you warm on this?
Oh my God. You know what's crazy? I thought about that, and I remembered where we were. Jesus Christ.
It's terrible.
It's okay. He was right here. It's okay. But
yeah, man.
Yeah.
Listen, man. This was a really good conversation.
Yeah.
I
feel better.
Yeah.
Therapeutic. Per the title.
definitely was a lot of therapy in this. A lot of great insight that I feel like people can take away from this, that we can take away from this.
Yeah.
I'll definitely be watching this over.
Yeah. I definitely watching their episodes over.
Yeah,
Like,
facts. Yeah, that was a good point.
I did, yeah.
Good point. You know what I mean? But yeah, man. Overall, just want to say it again. Happy Mother's Day to y'all. Hope y'all had a great one. And shout out to all the bomb ass mothers out there that's doing their thing. You know what I'm saying? And you know, take a day for yourselves.
Absolutely.
You know
Self-care.
Self-care is the best care.
The best care.
And
self-love is the best love.
That's the only way you're gonna, you know.
I think that's the only way you can really achieve top tier of motherness.
Parenting,
yeah, parenting.
Yeah. If you are taking time out for yourself to make sure you're good.
Yeah,
you know
that's one thing I've learned. I think when my cup is full, I can, and it's overflowing.
Yeah.
That I can pour out to everybody else.
Yeah.
That's one thing you taught me.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, and when you're not, it's the exact opposite. So,
yeah, you try to take in from everybody else.
Yeah, and you know, I just wish everybody out there the best, and you know what I'm saying. I have a Warriors game to go watch, so we'll wrap this episode up now.
Yes, for sure. And y'all let us know in the comments what y'all feel about Mother's Day. How was Mother's Day for y'all? How is it the trend of Mother's Day have been for y'all? Let us know in the comments down below. If you're a new mom, expecting mom, let us know what this situation has been like for you.
Congratulations.
Yeah. I know my friend this is her first Mother's Day, and I'm just like, you know, but y'all let us know in the comments down below, and if y'all need any advice or anything like that, we're always here. Comments are always open, inbox is always open. We'll always keep it on the secrecy. Oh, damn. But anyways, y'all, on that note, we out.